Okay, this is the Khang Starr Niwaki, and it is grown in my hydro setup right here. I think this is a half gallon, and it is a beautiful plant. You see there's some pods right there that started to change color, and I don't want these to ripe completely because the best time to eat these is when they're slightly changing color like that. A little orange, a little red, and that's the best time to pick it. So let me bring this plant out. We'll take it and take a closer look, and then we'll pick pods and try it, and I'll talk about a little bit about it. All right, here is the plant outside of the hydro system, and this is the basically the reservoir for the system that I'm using, the MTN grow station. And if you're wondering who created this, it is Christopher Bransdahl. I made a video reviewing the system years ago, probably 2, maybe even 3 years ago. And so the system was a gift from Chris. He created the system from scratch using 3D printing, and all the parts he basically put together on his own. So instead of adding, the tree or the plant into this reservoir, I decided to grow it in a smaller container. That way I can lift it up and, and move it around and stuff like that. And that is the reason behind that. I was planning to move this plant outside, but because I love it so much, I decided to just keep it in hydroponic and leave it here as it is. And Niwaki, the Khang Starr Niwaki, just in case you're wondering, it's basically a Japanese term referring to the garden tree. If you look it up, you're gonna see all these beautiful shaped trees that has, like round, they trim it and cut it and prune it and all that stuff. And it looks very, very unique and pretty for the garden. And that is what this is. This has little cluster here, cluster here, cluster here. So it resembles that method, and so that's the reason why I named it so. So originally this was crossed with a white tie and my bird's eye, and then I think I crossed it again with the linzo, and then it came out to be these here. So the white tie, as you know, the Khang Starr white ties are white, and it does grow in cluster, and these retain the same characteristics. You see that? It grows in cluster pointing to the sky, and so you see, it's very, very productive. And as you can see, the container is very small, and it remains pretty short, and it produces a ton. Look at that, guys. Beautiful pods. And I have crossed it again with something else. I crossed it with a super hot, and it is crossed with a variety that is not compatible. So the seeds, very likely not all the seeds are going to be viable, so it may take multiple times or attempts to even get them. So I crossed it multiple times. You see, there's one right here, one right here. I had a few other ones, but it fell off. But once that's ready, as you see, it's red already, I will take that and I will grow it into more plants to get the different generations. And so here is a pod that I think it's going to be ready. I like them at around this stage right here. You see this? It's nice green and orange. That's when it's most crunchy and delicious. Okay, so let me pull one off right here. I don't think that's the one that I crossed. Okay, so I'll pull that one off right here. Look at that, guys. Pretty decent size. Nice and firm. And I grow this indoor. I know it's nice and clean, so I can just eat it right off the plant. Okay, so let's cut this out, open it up. I'll let you look inside, and then we'll try it. Okay, so here is my pod. So let's cut it up and see what's inside. It's very firm and solid, so it's packed inside here. Look at all these seeds right here. And I really love this variety for fresh eating as well as making chili oil. It is nice, very great, good flavor. It's much different than a Thai variety because it does have a really good aroma. So it's very, and also very flavorful. It's very sweet. So let's see what this generation is like. Let's give it a good sniff real quick. Yep, it does smell completely different from a Thai pepper. And because I crossed this with the Linzo in the past, the Linzo is crossed with a sort of like a Scotch bonnet in the lineage. So it does have that sweetness right there. And this one smells more like an ahi variety than a Thai pepper. So you see the inside is nice and thick. See this? So that is the traits of the white Thai. Very thick on the inside. And the seeds are very few, which is great. I don't like pepper with a lot of seeds, but you see this one here, very thick walls and less seeds. All right, so let's go try this out. Okay, here we are. This is the Khang Starr Niwaki, and let's give it another sniff. I just love the way it smells. It has a little scent of heat in there, when that heat film, and the sweetness of the ahi, kind of. And I love growing in hydroponic, and as you can see, I'm sitting next to the plant that I'm going to try out. So that's the beautiful thing about hydroponic. One other thing that I really love about hydroponic is that you can grow it all year round. That means if I have generations of seeds that I need to stabilize faster, hydroponic is the way, because it grows faster, it produces pods faster, and you can do multiple generations in the same year. And so if you do this in the field outside, it's one generation per season usually, because you can't grow it that fast. Okay, so let's give this a try. Very nice and sweet. Wow, extremely sweet. Now the heat comes on. Very, very flavorful. So if you like ahi varieties, this is definitely a good one, but it's very hot. So I've grown a ton of ahi varieties before. The heat is very pleasant. It doesn't bite you like the annuum heat. You know, annuum heat has this very unique way to hurt you. Like the Thai pepper, it's like probably 150,000 to 250,000 Scoville unit. But every time you eat that Thai pepper, it hurts in a very different way than the Chinense. So my mouth is like salivating. But yeah, it's much more flavorful than a Thai pepper for sure, and it tastes nothing like a Thai pepper. Very, very sweet. That's the crazy thing about it. It's packed with flavor, and this is the reason why I love making what was it that I mentioned, chili oil, because the typical traditional chili oil is very flat in flavor. You know, you get, you know, the chili and oil and a little bit of heat. Unless they add flavor, like throwing in some shrimp paste and all that stuff, which takes away from the taste of the pepper, then you taste the other stuff instead. And if you throw in like lemongrass and stuff like that, that also overwhelms the flavor of the pepper. And so you get the lemongrass flavor, and then you get the heat, but the flavor of the pepper is not there. And so when I make chili oil with these, I don't use any of those ingredients. It's basically chili, peppers, which are these, onions and garlic, and that is it. So you get these full flavor of all these stuff combined, and it is amazing and simple, because you keep the ingredients very simple. So anyway, this is a really good variety. I'm very proud of this, and as you can see, it's beautiful. It grows well outside, inside. I mean, some of the best plants for growing in hydroponic, because in hydroponic, if you grow Chinense varieties, they're very, very picky, and anything that is off, they drop all the flowers, and then you don't get anything. And so they're very high maintenance. And for these guys here, they are as low maintenance as they come. Normally when you grow in system this small, you would fill the container up probably 2 to 3 times, and then you dump it out, rinse it up, and then you put in fresh nutrients again. And that's really how you should do it, because you don't want to keep refilling, because pepper plant still heat from that. They tend to take up the nutrients they need and then leave the rest behind. And if you keep refilling, and your nutrients are now out of balance, it's gonna really cause root problems with the Chinense varieties. But these guys here, they don't care. So I refilled maybe 5, 6 times, 7 times, until I finally decide, you know what, I should change out the nutrients, because I've done that too many times already. And look at this, look how beautiful that is. Full of ponds, no issues of anything. And it's just an amazing variety. So I can't say enough about this. So anyway, I'm definitely going to get seeds together to give out in the future, because I think everyone should grow this. And especially if you're into hydroponic and you want to grow peppers, start with this variety. You will be so happy. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.